let's talk about the
I mean,
West Coast, man. The
West
coast
Coast, man.
with the most right now, man. This West Coast
news?
revival.
I mean,
I feel like
let's say what it is, yo.
I feel like I'll set it off real quick. I feel like there's a West Coast revival happening. I feel like it started obviously with the Drake beef and Kendrick pioneering it, but now I feel like with the release of GNX and with the release of this Snoop album, and then all these other artists that are on GNX that are getting shine, I feel like the West Coast is sort of getting some shine, whereas a couple years ago they weren't really getting no shine. It was mostly down south and I guess Drake, you know? So I feel like there's a revival happening. I just want to say that. And, you know, before we jump into the album, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are as to what's going on the West right now.
I think it's a very weak comeback. And Kendrick has pretty much held the West on his back for quite some time, even by him coming out with an album every 3, 4, 5 years.
He's been carrying it.
It's kind of been on his shoulders, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the new Snoop album, only like 2 songs on there. The Daz Dillinger album is very mediocre. I like Daz, but it's not there. Who else came out on the West Coast? I think Cocaine dropped a joint. I didn't get to check that out yet, but it's like all of them is. But wait a minute, Cocaine is from Texas, right? Is he from?
You could say he's West Coast. You could say he's West
You
Coast.
can say he's West Coast.
He's
been rocking
affiliated.
with them.
Yeah, he's
And,
affiliated.
it's just not, you know, it's weak.
So you don't think it's enough?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not enough.
And this is why I always say, you know, Drake wins each time, man. He, you know,
boy, here we go.
No, yeah, Drake wins again, man. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, but all right.
I think
Flacco.
like to be honest, man, like
because I mean, GNX is not.
We're gonna get into it. Flacco.
It's a whole hum type project, man.
When you say a whole what?
It's a whole hum type project. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you could. It has no type of replay value, nothing. It's just there, you know. And don't get me wrong, you know. Shout out to Kendrick of his lyrical ability to, you know, but it's just not there, man. It's just, you know, who's going to be talking about this in the next 3, 4, 5 months? You know, let me tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you what's going to happen. In the next 3, 4, 5 months, Drake will probably end up putting out 3, 4 albums. All of them are going to break records, and here we go again. You know, and Kendrick is going to be put back in his coffin, and we probably won't hear from him in the next 3, 4 years till he's about, 45 years old or some shit.
Yeah. Hey, Bobby, you trying to get in? I know you're trying to say something. What are you trying to say?
well, you know, I think we're past the notion of who really came out on this battle. Like, I think we're past that point. Now on top of it, there's a little thing called the tour he just announced.
Yeah.
That's going to be going well
All
into
summer.
May.
Yeah, all summer.
Well into May. Oh, by the way, he's performing at the Super Bowl. You know, like,
Great
this
look.
has been, regardless of I don't think you need to, like, dislike Drake or dislike Kendrick to just say what it is. This was Kendrick's year.
Yeah.
Like, undeniable.
Yeah, but wait a
Undeniable.
minute. You got your boy Chris Brown that tops it off with the shows that he's doing in South Africa. Look what he's doing. Come on, man.
Kendrick has had
bro, no, hold on.
Kendrick has had the biggest in the United States.
Yeah.
It's his year, dude.
Where their music is prevalent. Kendrick
Yeah.
has had his biggest year.
Yeah, you can't bring
Yeah,
Chris
he-
Brown
I've
into
already-
this, bro.
yeah,
Chris
put the
Brown has not
examples
had
out
one
there.
song.
Yeah, he did, but wait a minute. For All My Dogs has outsold every one of those guys' albums the first week. None of them as big as that song was, as big as this whole GNX thing was, still couldn't outsell Drake.
Yeah.
Bottom line, the numbers are there.
So let's talk about that though.
And when did
all my
All My
dogs
Dogs come out?
That was
When did
last
that
year
come
though.
out?
That was last year. But what Bobby said was this year was Kendrick's year. There was nothing bigger than Kendrick this year. So we're not talking about last year. We're talking about this year.
Right, and I understand that, but it's just funny to me, like how even he owned his year, right?
Yeah.
You still couldn't surpass the very person who everyone said that you destroyed in this battle. You know,
Your numbers couldn't match it.
I look at it this way. You know, we could say Kendrick won the battle, but he lost the war. He lost.
Well,
the war.
is it over? Is the war still happening, or is it over? Like that's
It's
because
over.
I'm hearing Drake is coming back with another one
Yeah,
before the end of
man.
this year. He's supposed
Listen,
to drop another
dude.
album.
Who?
Listen,
Drake and your boy, what's his name, Party Next Door, dropping the album.
Oh.
Supposedly before the end of the year or maybe New Year's.
yeah, man, you can't deny that Drake is.
Maybe he'll wait till after the Super Bowl. That would be smarter, actually, to drop it after the Super Bowl. I wouldn't drop right now if I was Drake. You know what I mean? Too much momentum under Kendrick. I see what you're saying, Ray or Mink. You know, like it's not a full-on revival of the West Coast. It's not enough to bring the whole coast back. And really, the only West Coast is Kendrick. There's really nobody
it.
else right now. So I get what you're saying, but I feel like people are ready for something different. And mind you, it's not different. We've all heard this type of stuff before. This is the stuff we grew up on. Kendrick is shining a light on it. But you don't feel like the people are just ready for something new, ready for a different sound?
No, they're not, because let me tell you why. If you go back and you listen to all of those YG albums, Mozzie, we've heard all of that before. They've
true.
already done those beats and those type of
Yeah,
songs.
Reason ain't selling, Absol ain't selling.
You know, Kendrick is just doing what they've already done, but it's selling because it's Kendrick.